Good morning, YouTube. Let's Rise and Shine, episode 44, The Lost Boys movie poster, number 10. Today we are going to be putting some third coats on the right side of the painting, trying to get it all to the same level. And then we'll see how it goes. But before we get started, let's run the intro. Alright, you guys, welcome to the studio. My name is King Kavo, and today we are going to be working on some third coats here, even some fourth coats, even in some places. What can I tell you? I am certainly at a point where I am very frustrated. There's no better way to say it. Realistically, my circumstance is that this particular painting, this particular challenge is really taking its toll. And then let's just say that life has a way of making other things in life difficult. And right now I'm just currently surrounded by some difficulty. And here in this painting, it is not going well for me. There are places where I'm not happy with some of the results, and I feel like I'm going to have to do some things in order to fix it that I was hoping that I wouldn't have to do. And so I'm at this point now with this painting where the only thing that I feel like I can do is honestly just take another break. If you've been following last week, I took a couple days off, took a couple days away from this painting, and I worked on some regular canvas. And that was good for me. That was a good mental health break, so to speak, away from this painting that has been stressing me out. And getting back into it, I have reinvigorated that level of stress. And like I said, life on the outside, messing with things on the inside, just making things a little rough. I am not one to throw pity parties. So I'm not the type of guy who's gonna sit here and be like, oh, woe is me, and feel all bad and let frustration take over. I am the type of person that I am going to figure things out no matter how angry I get, whatever it is that's bothering me, I am going to figure it out. And if I can't, I am intelligent enough, having been through some things in life, where I'm smart enough to know when to take a break. And having taken a break already once with this, I realize that I'm at that point again with this, that I need to put the brakes on it and step away for a little while. Because if I keep pushing through, if I keep fighting the frustration, in this case, the fighting the frustration is water on a starving plant, right? on a thirsty planet, I should say, it's going to make things worse, right? That's exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to go in here and out of frustration, I am going to make even more mistakes. I'm going to do things even more that I'm unhappy with. And then that's just going to make more frustration. It's going to make a problem worse. And ultimately, my goal in this is to finish this painting, regardless of the final outcome, regardless of the end result. It is to cross the finish line, right? That's basically what this is. Now, I'm obviously not, winning gold on this. I'm not even top 3 in my sense of my ability and what I can do and the things that I am good at. In other forums, yeah, I can knock this out of the park. And this, it's beyond me. And I am fighting a losing battle. And if I keep, like I said, if I keep fighting and keep messing with it, well, then I'm going to keep messing up and I'm just going to make things worse, right? And that's not my interest. So in the best interest of things, what I'm going to do is I am going to, when I'm finished with this canvas here today, or this velvet, I am going to put it down. I'm probably not going to paint anything for a day or two, just to not even put myself in the studio, right? I'm probably going to step out of the studio for a couple days and I'm just going to, not think about painting. And then when I go back in the studio, I am not going to jump right on this velvet again, because the reality of it is that I feel that when it comes to things like this, if I am moving away from it and taking a break, well, then it would be a mistake to come right back into it. You know what I mean? I need to go and do something else. You know what I mean? And I think probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue that series that I was working on. I think there's something to that felt good, and I like to do art that feels good. I mean, that's part of the problem, is that right now I'm not really feeling very good about this painting. There are things about it that bug me and I can't fix it, right? And that drives me nuts. And in order to do things that I feel to bring it around, I'm going to have to make some compromises with myself, and I'm not very much of a compromising person when it comes to art. I'm not. So that's how I handle frustration when it comes to art. This isn't the first time I've been frustrated by a painting and had to step away from it on more than one occasion. There have been times where I've been doing portraits, a regular portrait on regular canvas, where the subject matter was so tough that it was a issue from Jump Street, to give you an example. In 2020, I lost someone who I consider my sister, right? And I lost her on Easter Sunday, and she had been battling cancer, and she put up one of the most brave fights I have seen. But she finally decided that Easter was a good day to go to heaven, and that's what she did, right? Prior to that, she posted a picture. She took a selfie with her and her son was sleeping in her arms, and he was still asleep in the picture, and she, in taking the selfie, was looking at the camera, so therefore she was looking at you. And in this photo, I remember her posting this photo, it just, it was already a tough circumstance, but in this picture you could tell she had the most beautiful eyes that a human being could ever have, and she was just those eyes were piercing right into your soul. If you looked at this photo, and you could tell that she had been crying because, she's been battling, right? And in this picture, you could see the battle scars right on her face. You can see what the cancer had done to her. But through this, the image was just so powerful, right? And I don't know, there was just something about that picture that got me. And then subsequently later, she would pass away, and then time would go, and then I would find myself back up here in New Jersey, living my life, trying to make life happen. And my brother calls me out of the blue, and he says, "Hey, I want you to do a couple portraits for my son and my daughter." And I told him that I would be honored to do that, just send me some pictures, and I knew that then it was going to be difficult. I knew then that just the process of painting my dearly departed sister was going to be a lot. And sure enough, if he didn't send me that picture, and I'm fighting tears now because it hurt so much. It just touched me in that place. And so now I knew, right? I knew, even seeing that picture when I knew there was something about that picture. And, here I am now, all this time later, and this is the picture. And I knew from Jump Street that it was just going to be difficult to paint this portrait all the way through. That there was never going to be a moment where it was going to be easy, where it was going to come easy. And it wasn't even about the frustration in just trying to get a good likeness. It wasn't even that. It was just everything. So powerful, the emotional feeling about this painting, that I had to step away from it on a number of occasions because it was just too much. And all I was doing in the process was working my way towards a bigger and more ultimate heartache when I finally would finish it, and it would take everything out of me. I didn't paint for almost a year after that painting. I had to stop. I took a job where I couldn't paint, and it was 11 months I didn't paint anything. And because it was just so much. So it isn't something where frustration is a new thing. I don't have emotional baggage or issues with this painting. It's not that. It's just pure frustration. But life can be an emotional thing, right? And so it's hard to paint when you're having emotional issues, right? And I believe as an artist that all artists suffer a malady of being an artist, that is basically a mental health problem that we can really only solve through expression, right? And when you are not expressing correctly, it makes things issue. You know what I mean? It's like hopping in a race car and throwing your car in reverse. You know what I mean? And going backwards as fast as you possibly can. It's not helpful. So in this, I am pushing forward today, and I am going to stop. I'm going to take a break, give myself a couple days to not mess with paint, to not pick up a brush. I'm going to give myself a couple days away from Velvet and Lost Boys and editing video, all that kind of thing. And I'm just going to stay out of the studio for a day or two. And then when I'm ready to get back in there, like I said, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a nice big canvas, paint over something that isn't doing too good, and maybe, do another in the series of Mariachi Muerte, because like I said, that felt good. It helped me a great deal get myself back on track. And that's kind of what I need right now, is to get myself back on track and headed positive down the road, and not holding on and fighting with things and you know, bringing bad energy to the velvet. You know what I mean? There's things that are going on here, the mistakes that I've made with it. I'm not mad at myself about it. I mean, I'm human. There's going to be mistakes. I knew that there were going to be mistakes, but still, when you make that mistake, you're not happy about it. You know what I mean? Even though you know you're going into something and you know you're not going to be at your best, you know, well, when that becomes the case, you know, you're still not happy with it, right? That's kind of where I'm at with this. Really, it's just that, you know, I am so used to being able to fix, touch up, you know what I mean? Oh, that's a little off. Well, I'll just go and hit that and touch that, right? No big deal. And Velvet really doesn't give you that opportunity like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I have black paint, and I'm, you know, quite willing to go in here and make those touches so that the final result is what I want it to be. But then I'm always going to look at those spots. You know, that's the nature of me as an artist. You know, I'm seldom ever going to look at it and see the beauty. I'm just only going to see where I messed it up. That's what it is. That's been me my whole life. That's been the nature of me as an artist my whole life. And so it's not going to be any different here now, and it won't be any different down the road on some other project. But not everything is perfect, and I want to share that with you because I want you to understand that you don't always have to be perfect yourself either, right? And, you know, take it easy on yourself. You know, because we can be hard on ourselves sometimes. And take a break, you know, understand the wisdom of taking a break. For sure. Art by King Kavo. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in a day or two. I'm out.
Ouch! Watch where you're poking that, mister.
Assimilate algorithm resistance is futile.